And we are live. What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News. And I have some new news.
What's up, fight fans?
Concerning
This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch.
Deontay, the Bronze Bomber Wilder, and Deontay's speech. Okay. Now, I want to talk to you guys about it because this is the only thing that we can really talk about, because this is the only thing that Deontay said. You know, we talked about what he didn't say. What about what he said? That's what we want to talk about today. Now, we're going to analyze it, break it down, let people come on in. Everybody welcome. Lovers, haters, spectators. Right? Welcome to the show. And Wilder's that silent assassin type guy. I just want enough people to come in so we can listen to it, of course. But, you know, I think Wilder is a guy that is on a mission. I think he is determined. Hey, Kurt, what's up? Anonymous, counterpunch to you. Michael J, yo, Major Key Boxing. What's up, brother? Counterpunch to you. Major Key Boxing in this piece. Is that a couple beers? Major Key Boxing, where you located, man? Are you in Dallas? Are you in Texas, California? Where you at? Bald Eagle Productions. What's up, brother? Counterpunch to you. Morris Northy. Wilder can't prove anything. Yeah, man, we're going to talk about that today. We had to do that. When I heard that shit, I was like, you know what? It makes sense. We're going to talk about it, man. And we're going to talk all about it. What part of Florida? North, Central, South? And I'll be in Florida tomorrow, actually. Salute, Kurt, from Lockerbie, Scotland. King Midas. What's up, brother? Counterpunch to you. Central, Orlando, Kissimmee. I'm taking it. Okay. What's up, man? Yeah. I was just in Orlando a couple weeks ago, man. So, you know, I'm there a lot. Kira Mock. Shout out from UK. Great channel. Appreciate you guys. Appreciate the comments. Appreciate the love. That's what it's about. It's about the interaction. It's about the interaction. Yeah, there was a lot of things that were going on between Orlando and Daytona. Copy that. Gotcha. Yeah, man. It's crazy because when he said that, I know people were like, no, don't say that shit, because that kills a lot of content, man. You got to look at it like this. Imagine if you were a comedian, right? And your job was to gather content, and certain content would work to make certain jokes, to make certain, you know, punchlines and stuff like that to get people's attention. And then someone came in and just shut all that shit down. You know, that's exactly what that was like. Because if you notice, you haven't heard anybody say anything about that. I haven't seen it as of yet. You know, you're going to have somebody with a clever way of trying to come back from that. But when a man says he has no proof, that's exactly what it is. You American people must be embarrassed with Wilder's bullshit. Well, Truth Wins UK. It's not about America. If you're talking about boxing, boxing is a world sport. That's what, you know, that's how people should look at it. Now, if America was like Easter Island and it's the only fucking place in the world, that's a totally different thing now, ain't it? Long ear, short ear. You short ears should be ashamed of yourself. Kurt, you should check out Wilder's latest interview with Sky Sports. He talked about Joshua and White. I haven't seen it. Brandon, if you send me a link through Instagram, I'll take a look at it later on, because I'm pretty free today. So, you know, we can chill. We can do whatever. You know, I can take it, counterpunch it. You know, I'll do it. But I'll definitely look for it. But yeah, go ahead and send it to me if you will, please. Should Wilder be financially punished for not fulfilling his media obligations? No, not at all. I mean, if you look at Wilder, Wilder has paid lawyers to do the job that Fury didn't want to do. Fury didn't want to fight Wilder. Not necessarily, not yet. He was trying to backdoor a job with Joshua and then really push that to the forefront as it was like the main thing. So he was trying to fool everybody, you know. But maybe Fury just did that shit because he knew, okay, when I beat Wilder, that fight could be done. But it's more to it than that. Skrilla50, what's up, brother? Counterpunch to you. Because Joshua has to fight and beat his opponent before that can happen. CD, salute Kurt from Kent, UK. CD, counterpunch to you. H-Town Reppa. Kurt, I must admit, I started watching you as a hater because I was a Blue Bloods guy, but I've become a fan of yours. Salute to you. H-Town Reppa. It's nothing wrong with looking at different aspects, you know what I mean? Because people have their own opinions. And as long as you respect their opinions, besides get offended, you'll be fine. But I appreciate you over here, man. I mean, it is all of what it is. It's no hate, man. It's just, you know, you can criticize someone without hating on them. Now, if I was calling them bitches and hoes and stuff like that, that's not really necessary. Now, I can compare you to someone like that if you're acting like that. But I normally don't do that unless, you know, I'm consumed with wrath. But that wrath has to come from somewhere. It ain't just, I'm just an angry, mad, pissed off, evil person or something like that, you know? So there you go. But appreciate it, man. Michael J, yes, but Wilder is a very, very stupid man, especially with no script in front of him. Well, I want to talk about something that was pretty scripted, is what he said. You know, what he said rhymed, and you know he had to practice that. So we'll talk about that definitely. Arpeggio, sup, Kurt? Who would you put your money on? Neither one. Neither fucking one. I mean, I could tell you Fury because, you know, Fury's done it before, but, you know, shit. Joshua got his ass beat by Andy Ruiz. That shit didn't happen the second time, did it? Nope, it did not. Ruiz was a totally different person by the time he got back in the ring. That motherfucker was full of Coronas and everything. I'm glad Coronas are not illegal. I would fail. Hanging out with Logan. Gosh. El Chapo, Kurt, you know boxing and you know Wilder is a broken man. He's talking this fight for the money. Well, I don't think it's necessarily for the money. I don't believe that. I don't believe it's for the money. I think if it was for the money, I think he would have tried to get a deal by getting or scamming some off the top of Joshua and Fury. I don't think that was the no. I think Wilder, that loss bothered him, especially if he felt he was cheated. I don't think money had to do it. I think he paid money to get the fight. So if it was all about money, I don't think that would be the avenue he would walk down. Honestly, I don't think that's the case. Proof and evidence is two different things, according to court counterpunch. Well, there you go. You know, but then again, it's not what's true, or is not what you feel or true. It's what you can prove in court. Diamond X. Okay, so obviously he said, I have no proof. Well, if he has no proof, what the fuck do you think that means? That's what he said. There is no way you can slice and dice and try to walk around that wall that Wilder put up. He said, we have no proof. You know what the hell that means. Don't try to make it that complicated because it's really not at all. So it's weird, you know. You know what proof means, right? Skrilla 50. What's up, brother? Counterpunch to you. All right. Well, this is all you need to do, Diamond Dex. Just look that shit up. Just look up, is proof and evidence the same thing, and you'll get what you want. You don't have to listen to me. It's all good. Truth wins UK. Who would have thought Bomb Squad would go silent? Unbelievable. I mean, he's been silent. So believe it. Speak it, believe it, receive it. Wilder might be on suicide watch. I doubt that. Ant 718. Suicide watch, you would be worried about Wilder if he just gets destroyed like he did the first fight, because I don't think he would be able to take it. Especially, you got to look at someone like Wilder. Wilder thinks everybody's against him. Everybody hates him. Then he loses again, and it's like, well, damn. I got my ass beat and I know I was cheated, or I believe I was cheated. You know what I mean? All that's really the same thing. And then I get beat again. Then the same people I feel that are already against me are going to stay against me, especially when they seen me fall. That's tough. That's when you might have to worry about Wilder. Somebody close to him, watch out for him, look after him. Because those type of things people can't handle, Chris Arreola versus Adam Kalnaki. Wilder was the commentating and said, he's a commentator, and he said, I hope Arreola corner don't throw in the towel. Then said, if they throw in the towel, they'll be fired because I am a warrior. Jose Lopez. That is exactly what the hell happened, too. You can't say Wilder wasn't a man of his word, because he fired Mark Breland. And I don't think that Shelly Finkel wanted that done. I think they fired him, and then Shelly Finkel talked to Mark and then went to the press and then told him, well, no, he's not fired. That was only like an emotional decision, but then later on was eventually fired. So because there was a lot of disruption and a lot of confusion in the corner or on the team of Deontay Wilder. There was a lot going on. Psychological, dysfunctional, delusional, illogical, fraudulent Wilder. He affected by the last fight. He should cancel and quit. No, we got to see what he's going to do. You mean why? So all that working out will be in vain? Okay, we're over 100, so you know what that means. Boom. We're in this piece. I apologize about the lighting. Hold on a second. I don't think this is. Let me see if that's better. How about that? Let's see. Wait a minute. Let's do this. All right, I think that's a little better, right? I thought Wilder would be contractually obligated to do what, though? To speak? I mean, he said what he's going to say, and this is exactly what he said. This is what the bulk of this live stream is about. To talk about what he did say, right? After the press conference, and then Fury was out of the room, then he started mouthing off again. Yeah, that was kind of shitty. Now, I mean, Mo, you got a point there. But I chopped it up because of what he said in that same interview. You're talking about the Ellie Setback interview. I did think that was weird. But then if you know anything about things you say and can't say, I think he said that behind closed doors, and he didn't want to make that public. He should have said that, at least something. I mean, if you're going to say it to media, I don't think it would make a difference. It didn't make a difference to Mayweather or Pacquiao suing Mayweather for a defamation of character, did it? Mayweather didn't meet Manny Pacquiao until, 2013, 14, when they were at that basketball game? So, yeah, it didn't stop Team Pacquiao for slapping that lawsuit on Team Mayweather. Now, did it? No. So I don't know. I don't know why he did that. But then again, I have witnessed some chicken shit stuff from Wilder. You know, all that Joshua shit talk. Say that to the man's face. Did you tell that man that on the phone when you talked to him? Did you call him to his face that he's a coward? What did you think of him? You didn't say that when you saw him. I know you didn't. You know, those type of things, you know, get me. I don't like that type of talk. I don't like that, you know, because he should have been able to say, yeah, you're a cheat and you cheated. You know, none of that was brought up. But then he came real with it. And why? Because we have no proof. So no proof means they don't have anything to pin a lawsuit on Tyson Fury. That's why they went for the fight at hand instead of trying to do some far-fetched shit that some YouTuber that's butt hurt in the crack started. Counterpunch. There you go. Love the truth. You speak to the people, bro. I'm all the way in the UK, Scotland. The Easter Island joke had me tickled. You long-eared folk keep us down. You got to know what that is, though, because a lot of people don't know what that means. But I'm glad, Craig, you know, you get the reference. A lot of people don't get references, especially when they don't know where it's from. So I get it. But yeah, I mean, it would be different if boxing was just in one place and that place was known for that. And then, you know, yeah. But if you look at it world, like all those belts, the IBF International, that means world, the WBA, right? The World Boxing Association, the WBC, the World Boxing Council, right? Like, what's the other one? WBO, the World Boxing Organization. All of those mean world. They don't mean country, the country of Canada. Hey, the American belt, the American heavyweight belt. You don't have those. Though that's not big enough. America's not big enough to just claim all of boxing. That won't happen. I'm glad it didn't happen because that means that you exile everyone else. That means everyone else has to come here to fight, which that's so far from the truth because it's a world sport. And then it's a two-way sport. It's not a team sport. I'm not a team sport guy. I used to love basketball. I used to love football. I wanted to go pro football. But then I noticed, I'm like, okay, those are team sports. There's too many factors involved. But anyway. Michael J., I genuinely wish I could see Wilder versus AJ rather than this. But if Fury wins, looks like we'll never get to see that. That is true, and I was thinking about that. I was thinking about that about 10 minutes ago. If Fury runs over Deontay Wilder, like he said, like a truck, we will never see Wilder Joshua. Unless, hold on, Michael. Unless Joshua gets beat by Usyk. And then at that point, I think if Wilder gets beat, he'll have 2 losses. Joshua gets beat, he'll have 2 losses. Those guys become less significant to a degree, right? So they'll be parallel. They've both got beat. Just Wilder got beat by one person. Joshua got beat by Andy Ruiz and Usyk. So that means, okay, well, his kryptonite is smaller dudes. We get it. That has fast hands. Cool. Okay. Wilder, he got beat by the same person, and then there's no leg to stand on. There's no proof anyway, but then you get beat again. There's really nothing you can say. So I think the egos might be brought down a bit. There's no belts on the line. Then, hey, let's make this fight happen. But then can they make those fight happen at that point because there's no money behind it like it was. There's no unification. There might be a mandatory or elimination bout that they can fight for whatever, you know, if they were both still at the WB for 2 and 3 or something like that. That could happen. That's the only way that fight can happen if they both lose. You know, but then again, him with PBC, so loyal to Fox and shit. And then, of course, Joshua is like the DAZN guy with Sky Sports. And I think this was his last fight, I think, whatever. So, you know, that may happen. That may happen if that happens, Michael. Truth wins in UK. In the UK, we think you are the best from the USA. Kurt, respect, brother. Hey, appreciate it, man. There's a lot of good channels here, though. There's a lot of good channels, but I appreciate you guys, taking time to check this channel out. It means a lot. All subscribers don't mean everybody looks at your shit. It trips me out. People, oh, let's subscribe. I'm like, that means nothing unless you watch it. You're just another person that hit a button. Well, I'm really helping out. There we go. There's my vote. Like, no, it doesn't work that way. It looks good, but it's, smoke and mirrors. Boggy708, hi, Kurt. How come none of the YT boxing channels predicted what happened to the AJ Tyson Fury fight? No, I mean, actually, they did. There's a lot of channels that said that Tyson Fury versus Anthony Joshua won't happen. Okay. Yeah, just got a message from Anthony Breland. And I guess they didn't see the video so far. I did it late last night, early this morning, because when I read it, I was like, I got to do this shit before I go to bed. So I did it and it crashed. So, yeah, said they have no proof. Well, no, they don't have any proof. That was the whole point. But it just shows how channels will go that far to lie. And then most importantly, though, it's not even the fact that they lied. It was the fact that they tried to stop people from telling the truth, like myself. That was messed up. It was jacked up what those channels did. And those channels, they know who they are. They know exactly what they did. They went to YouTube. They said that I was stealing their material. They claimed that I was using their stuff to gain value. And I'm like, if that's the case, you wouldn't be copyright striking. You would be copyright claiming. They know who they are. All of them did the same thing, and it just shows you attack a guy's channel because you don't like what he's saying. If that's the case, make more material proving me wrong. Do that. Then that means that makes you more money. That means, but the idea of me crushing them, counterpunching them, and then they in return don't have anything to say, but hey, let's conspire to get rid of this guy. Damn. Like the Pharisees and Jesus. You know what I'm saying? That's bad. Craig, you and Showbiz are my YouTube boxing channels with Ness doing his takes on fights. Ness is with Fight Hype or something like that now, right? He does videos for Fight Hype. Oh, Brandon, Kurt, apart from KO, do you think AJ can box 12 rounds with Usyk? I know he has boxing ability. I don't think he's a better boxer, but the thing is, for punch to punch, who would last? That's the question. That's the real part, is the durability of each fighter. Can Usyk hurt Joshua? Can he stun Joshua? And if he can stun Joshua, that means that he gets Joshua's respect. See, a lot of things, you don't have to just knock a person out. You don't have to do that. You don't have to do that at all to get some, Chris Bird wasn't a hard puncher, but he was quick and fast and he was able to stun his opponents. He wasn't able to knock them out. He went 12 rounds with David Tua. That's a dangerous task already by itself, but he was able to hang in there, put those combinations together, land his shots, score his shots, right? Get the respect of the fighter, but at the same time, that fighter respects him because those punches are still coming. They might not be able to knock you out, but they're still affecting you. Just because a punch doesn't knock you out, don't mean it don't hurt you. It reminds me of this, people. One of the guys that's been known to have the biggest, or one of the best chins in boxing. He was a Mexican fighter that fought at 147. I think he fought again at 154, and then he went on up, but his name was called Jose Luis Lopez. If you guys remember Jose Luis Lopez, he was one hard-hitting Mexican fighter. He was one of the most avoided Mexican fighters. He was from Durango, Mexico. Durango. Like, he just fucking vanished. I don't know what happened to him. But He was one of the hardest punchers. He fought guys like James Page, I Corte, and I Corte. That's what I want to tell you guys about while I have your attention. I Corte landed a classic, I think it was 316 jabs or 312 jabs. I believe it was one of those two numbers, but it was a CompuBox record breaker. And he hit Jose Luis Lopez with these punches throughout the whole fight. Now, he dropped I Corte twice because he was heavy-handed, but he was too apprehensive. But he was apprehensive because the jab was getting stuffed in his face by I Corte. I Corte with the bazooka jab. Bow. He would bow, bow, then step, bow, then step. He had a system. He would protect his chin. So obviously all this was harder up here. So he was more durable up here than his chin. But every so often, when he would come to throw his right, he's a Ghanaian fighter. And a lot of African fighters, they adapt British and European tendencies and habits. So when he would jab, he would also, when he throws the right hand, he would come out and he would leave his face exposed. And then that's when you get him. Okay. And Jose Luis Lopez caught him twice. Now, what kept Jose Luis Lopez from breaking his face? He was the harder puncher. He could take the punches, but he said in the corner, the punches are hurting me. It didn't knock him out, but they were hurting him, meaning they were hard enough to get the respect from Lopez. Just like if Usyk can hit hard enough to get the respect from Joshua, Joshua's going to think twice before going in there and getting hit with one of those punches. See what I'm saying? So there you go. Big Boss. Salute, Kurt. Seen you in Showbiz Live. Yeah, man. I just ate breakfast or whatever, and I caught him live. The dude kills me, man. He like when he did the ear shit with with Malik Scott and Deontay Wilder. The shit was hilarious. It was hilarious, man. And then the thing is, it's cracking him up. Like a lot of things, you're telling somebody. Do you ever had something that you're trying to tell somebody, but you keep laughing, so you can't really get it out like you want to? That's type of shit, because it's good when you find it humorous and you're just trying to share that. And that's awesome. You know what I mean? At the same time, give knowledge to the sport of boxing. So that was absolutely awesome. It was a good live stream. Major Key Boxing, email me when you're down here and we'll link up to have a drink. You got it. Absolutely. I'll be in Miami tomorrow. I don't know how long, though, because I'm going out of the country. Maybe a few hours. But, yeah, definitely, man. We can do that. Because I'm in Florida a lot. I'm in Florida all the time. Stayed up in Pensacola for a while too, Know you would start your own live. Knew you. Yeah, I was waiting until he finished or whatnot. And then I had some stuff to do this morning. And again, I ate breakfast and all that stuff. So why not? I was going to do that anyway, But it's good to know that you guys are aboard. Know you HLD. Wilder talked all that bullshit excuse and came out like a bee, not being able to handle the pressure. Pathetic little man. Well, since we're here, let's listen to what Wilder did say. Okay. But before I do that, Airman, I think the trilogy will be the best of the clashes since so much is on the line for both men, career, biggest payday, possible undisputed bout, etc. R-Man, thank you for the super chat, but I'm going to have to counterpunch you. That's not the biggest payday. Maybe Wilder's, not Fury's. Fury's biggest payday is Joshua. There you go. So, Ruiz got complacent after the Joshua victory. You damn right he did, Skrilla 50. So let's hear Wilder.
Legal team as well. Look, enough said. Time to cut off his head. And come July the 24th, there will be bloodshed. Get your tickets now. I'll see you soon. I'd like to thank my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. I'd like to thank my amazing team. And I'd like to thank my strong legal team as well. Look, enough said. Time to cut off his head. And come July the 24th, there will be bloodshed. Get your tickets now. I'll see you soon.
So that was Deontay Wilder. Those were the words that he chose to use. He didn't say anything after that. Let me counterpunch. I think Wilder, what he did was, I think what he chose a certain poem to say, something short, something sweet. And he chose it because it was similar to the George Floyd incident, where he eventually came out with, to this day, and then he was like, he heard the lightning and shit, and and he had, he said what he said about George Floyd, which was great, by the way. I questioned, why did he do it then? But whatever, right? I think this is one of those things. I think he wanted to say something short, sweet, and clever, and really didn't want to spend a lot of time on it. And I think maybe it was a decision, and you got to think about this, people. Maybe the decision was recommended, quote unquote, by Shelley Finkel, because remember, Shelley Finkel said, "Hey, I wouldn't have done that if I was Wilder." But see, Shelley Finkel knows why he shouldn't have done that, because there is nothing stopping Team Fury for throwing a lawsuit. Nothing stopping them from throwing a lawsuit, and they already know, like Wilder stated, they have no proof. So if you have no proof, but you're talking shit like, "Hey, you cheated me. This guy's a cheat. You've been a cheater. All your people are cheaters." Do you know what could have happened? Tyson Fury could have done the defamation of character lawsuit concurrent with what was going on at that point. They could have done that concurrently. Cisco Perez, counterpunch to you. Is Wilder's dad a preacher from memory? I know, John. Yes, Michael J. His father is a preacher. And I remember Tay told me his father was pissed at me. I'm like, why are you mad? But he didn't like what I had to say about Wilder. And this was a couple of years ago. So this was probably through the negotiations of, Joshua and all that. So, ball out mixtape fires. Yeah, he had to get something kind of catchy, short and sweet. The poet. Yeah, poetry. But then here's the thing. That should tell you, though, that Tyson Fury intended on having this fight, because he could have there was a lot of things Tyson Fury could have done. He could have done the defamation of character. He could have done that. He could have said, "You know what? I'm not fighting this dude. This dude has defamated my name, my people's sake, my boxing ability, my integrity as a fighter. I'm going to sue him. We're not fighting him at all. I'm going to sue him." You see what I mean? And then he would have got all those millions of dollars that he was paying his lawyers. They could have been paying him some more to sue this man, because this man did, and he would win, people. Understand that. Tyson Fury would win that, because he had all those dumbass. And you know what Wilder do? You'd have to go to Dante's Boxing Nation, Dumbass Aki, Boxing Ego, Blue Blood Sports TV, Fred from Barbershop Conversations, and 78 Sports. He would have to come to them and, "Hey, man, take all that shit down, because they're going to try to use it against me. Take it all down." Right? But it's kind of hard to do that, because his people had already dubbed that shit and recorded it to review on it and to commentate on it. So it would be hard for him to win a case like that, if that would have happened. What's up, Kirchen? You on my break at work? Nice, Cisco Perez. I'm glad you're taking this time to check me out on your break there. That's awesome. But yeah, Wilder's father's a preacher. Kurt, you're the only one who produces great analysis without bias. Man, I appreciate it. I really appreciate it, man. Try my best. Try my best there, brother. Thought Povetkin was awarded $4 million or something after the Wilder duck. Man, honestly, I don't know, King. I don't know. I know they went to court for a long time. You heard this, you heard that. I don't know. I don't know who to believe, because if you look up those articles, you hear kind of little stagnant reports of certain things happening, and I don't know. Dara Azizi, you are brilliant, sir. You are brilliant, sir. Love your streams. Appreciate it. Kurt, don't you agree that Wilder looks beaten already? Well, I can tell you this. I don't think Wilder's purpose was to win argument in arguing. You know what I mean? Sometimes, if let's say you're in a argument with somebody, or y'all got in an argument, or y'all got some bad blood, sometimes you don't want to say anything to them, so it's a reaction. It's just a reaction. It's the reaction that he chose. And he was like, well, look, I'm not going to waste my energy talking to Tyson Fury. And I don't think he could beat Tyson Fury in that game anyway. Let's be real. He can't do that. He's tried. And I think he tried too many times, and I think he failed. So why? If a fight can't be won, or a battle can't be won, don't fight it. And I think Wilder did that. And he was like, you know what? Let me shut up. Like Drake Lemonade just said, hey, the solid ones are the most dangerous. Look at look at Wilder and the Bermain-Stavern fight, right? Wilder's going to get slapped again. Hey, Kurt, just coming in. Are we talking about Wilder being silent? Well, no, we're actually talking about Wilder and the speech that he made, or the poetry that he produced. That's what it is. You know what? I'm going to let you hear it just for you. How about that?
My Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. I'd like to thank my amazing team. And I'd like to thank my strong legal team as well. Look, enough said. Time to cut off his head. And come July the 24th, there will be bloodshed. Get your tickets now. I'll see you soon.
So that's what we're talking about. Wilder. Anybody else sound not right? I don't know. It's not. I don't know. My mic is like, okay, I already packed. Babs, I'm packed. When I reach to my destination tomorrow, I will have everything together, because my mic is not with me. So this is just the computer sound. So I hope you guys can still hear me or whatever. Wilder is going to get slapped. CJ, okay, you are too. Cool. Did anybody hear how Fury has been training for 18 months for Wilder, but wasn't he supposed to be training at least 12 months? Wasn't he supposed to be training for at least 12 months? Well, Roy H., he said he's been training 18 months for Wilder. That's something that you need to consider. I think obviously, but to be fair, Javon did say regardless of who he's fighting, they try to train. So they did train. I don't want to look too far into that. Fury never caught Wilder cleanly in the last fight. Most punches were slaps. If he catches him clean, it will be over soon. Well, I think Wilder still has power, and people need to understand that. I want to see T.O. move up and fight Taylor, only winner. Well, T.O. has to battle COVID first. Let him get over that. And I was going to say that we haven't had any boxers that died of COVID, but then we don't know, do we? Because we don't really know what happened to Marvin Hagler. We don't know. We do know he took the vaccine and he died shortly after that. We do know that. So, take it for what it is. He broke their eardrums. Yeah, that shit was funny. Pete Geary, can I send you a link to Wilder on Sky Sports going? Yeah, Pete, just send it to Instagram. DeVille Kurt. Wilder was unprofessional as hell, tired of all the excuses. He had a lot to say when he was in the hotel with that dick riding journalist. Yeah, well, you have to understand something about Ellie Setback, okay? Ellie Setback and Tyson Fury don't have a good relationship. About 3 years ago, if you guys give you guys a backstory, Ellie Setback went to interview Tyson Fury. I don't know where he was at, but he went to interview him. And Tyson Fury kicked him out. You get out of here. He kicked him out. And it was like some stuff that happened. And it was some political shit too. I don't even really think it had it. Well, I think Ellie said something about Tyson Fury supporting Palestine, and Ellie Setback's Jewish. So, you don't want to get into all that, but that is exactly what happened. Those type of things transpired with Ellie Setback. He said some things about Tyson Fury, got back to Fury, and when he saw Fury to interview Fury, Fury kicked him out. So understand something. Ellie Setback won't be for Team Fury, probably never. You know what I'm saying? So, American Patriot, 1776. What's up, brother? Counterpunch to you. You know? Baddest man on the planet, copied from Mike Tyson. Bomb Squad, copied from the 2011 arcade-style PC game. I don't remember that. But I do have to look it up now. Bomb Squad, the arcade game. Tommy Hearns posted that Marvin took the vaccine and wasn't feeling well, but expected him to recover. Peter, that's what I'm saying. Okay, I didn't make that up. People think, oh man, you hate the vaccine. I don't hate the vaccine. I just know it's not safe for everybody. And I'm going to leave it at that. That's why I won't take it. I'm not sick. I haven't got sick. I travel everywhere. I take my vitamins. I take my emergency. If I think I'm feeling a little bad, I'm going to go take an emergency, a supplement, a natural supplement that you can take and buy from the store, mix it up, add a little water with it, and you're good to go. But yeah, I heard that. And I was like, damn. But see, that's why you don't hear about Marvin's, why he died. You still don't have an explanation on why he died. Nobody does. That's the problem. See, when you're too quiet about something, I mean, come on, he's like an all-time great boxer of our era, in the heyday, in the golden era of boxing in the early 90s. But we don't know why this man died, a perfectly healthy guy. He wasn't on drugs. He wasn't on he wasn't that dude that you thought, okay, they found him dead in his hotel room with some cocaine found in his possession. Okay, well, there you go. He wasn't one of those cases. So, but anyway, like, call that stepping forward, like he was asking Wilder if he could do it first. A nervous step. Don't say much about claiming space. Fury never was a knockout artist. He's a straight boxer, but they may have changed. One thing though, I bet you this is what Malik Scott won't do. Malik Scott will not overlook the punching power or underestimate the punching power of Tyson Fury in this fight. Why do you think he's teaching Wilder to all these slips and dips, bobs and weaves, head movement? He's doing that because he's trying to avoid him from getting hit from them punches. Damn it, if he's cheating or not, you don't want to get hit with a punch. And really, Malik Scott pretty much verified that, hey, you hit me, you're a boxer, you can bust my eardrum. That's what happened. The way he hit Wilder, you could see where he hit Wilder. He bust his fucking eardrum. That made him equilibrium off. He didn't train right for the fight. He didn't train like he's supposed to for the fight anyway. I don't think he's trained right for a very long time. I don't. And I think all that happened that day for that reason. And then when he got hit in the eardrum, he was all over the place because that's exactly what happens. That's what happens when you don't train like you're supposed to, and your equilibrium is off. And I'm gonna give you guys a perfect example, right? A perfect example was a perfect example was when I went to the hospital one time because I always used to get up and I was dizzy. And when I got up, I would feel dizzy, right? I would feel dizzy and I didn't know why. Well, when I went to the doctor and they were like, oh, I kind of had a little pain in my ear. Well, they put me up the machine and start sucking all this stuff out. It was kind of gross. But anyway, long story short, that affected my equilibrium. That happens. It does happen. You know? Yup. Just ask Joshua. Yeah, Joshua got hit. You know, and then the thing is, Joshua got hit by a pressure point that threw him all off. I mean, you get hit like that. I mean, it fucked him up real good. You know, he might have had a concussion or whatever. Malik is trash and has been in prior camps. This seems like a cash out. Why did he not hire a legit coach? Because he didn't want to spend the money. He didn't want to spend the money on somebody like that. Do you think fighting at 300 pounds is a mistake for Fury? No. And Armand, I don't think is a mistake for Fury because he's been 400 pounds before. He wasn't fighting, but I don't think 300 pounds from where was he at, 270? I don't think that would hurt him because he's 7 foot tall. If you look at Fury, yeah, he got that nasty kidney back fat jelly. But at the end of the day, right, I think he can sustain 300 pounds. I think he can. Little Bullet, what Sugar said about newfound or one-shot power is very ominous. How he's not that type of guy to hype things up. I don't know, man. I mean, I think that was him just trying to talk shit. I don't think Fury has that one punch knockout power. And if he does, they really took that second fight. It really went to the head. You know? But yeah, Wilder was flopping around the place because, you know, he got hit in the ear. He got hit in the ear and kind of the eardrum area. It busted that part. Fury hit his ass he mauled him. Fury didn't pinpoint a place where we punched him. He just punched him. And wherever it landed, okay, so be it. Eyelid, nose, mouth, side of the head, eardrum. You know? I don't know about 400 pounds. 400 pounds, I think he'd get 400 pounds to Tyson Fury is like 300 pounds to Ruiz. I don't think it'll be as well. Don't push it. Because Fury be coming there, you know, he's 400 pounds, dude. That's just, imagine him walking around like a tourist. Because you remember Tyson Fury used to walk around those fights and shit, belly all hanging out, them Sears Roebuck shirts and shit, belly splitting the damn buttons. You know what I mean? He's wearing like a little camera strap shit across. I'm like, what is he doing? And he's hanging around Eddie Hearn. Eddie Hearn's like, hey, Tyson, how you doing there, big guy? You know what I'm saying? I'm doing pretty good, Eddie. I want to fight. When I'm ready, give me another pint. Oh, man. A light fast Wilder is a Sobel tap Wilder. Wilder is still dangerous, no lie. That is absolutely true. And you'll be a fool, and Tyson Fury or Javon Sugarhill will be a fool not to believe that Deontay Wilder is not dangerous. And that may be the downfall. That may be. If they, Javon, I think he has one knockout power now. You better be worried about the other guy's knockout power. Because damn what you believe your fighter has. People know Wilder has heavy hands and he knows how to throw that right. He should thank Mark Breland for that, actually. He taught him how to throw the damn thing, after all. Wilder is fast with power. He is fast with power. I think he should be smaller. His thing ain't to be bigger. Look, Deontay Wilder should become bigger. He could be 240 if he wants, but not in fighting weight. That's not his fighting weight. He should do that when he retires from boxing and he starts doing movies. He can do movies. He can get him an agent and they'll throw his ass in all types of action-packed fights. He has tattoos every damn where. What do you think? He is a profiled thug. He could be like those. He would be those guys that like those big gang leaders or drug lords and shit like that in all those movies. A minus, B plus, B minus, C plus movies. Yeah. 5 million, 10 million, 15, 20 million dollar budget film. Yeah, he could make a living for himself. Absolutely. That's how he should get about 240, increase his physique, but now, no. Fighting shape doesn't mean weight. I'm not in fighting shape. If I'm 240, okay, I might be 240. I need to be about 225. That's fighting shape for me. 220. That's fighting shape based on how tall I'm. I'm 6'2". Don't need to be 240. That's too much weight to be fucking running around with trying to fight in a fight. Because I know myself. I know my body. Wilder needs to be about 218, 219. That's his sweet spot. Between 218 and 222. That's the sweet spot for Wilder. Frank, Malik seemed more like a victim than a trainer yesterday. Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did. He looked more like the victim. He did look more like the victim. He looked more like, hey, you busted my eardrum, Tyson. I won't forget that. I busted Deontay's too. What's your point? You big Dulcer. Yeah, man, he went at Malik. That was sad. How are you going to teach him to do something you couldn't do? You shit house. Yeah. It was funny about the ear thing. Yeah, that shit was funny. He busted both of their eardrums. No eardrum busting. Eardrum popping ass Fury and shit. Gotcha. That's another popper. Kurt, Fury getting KO'd. Sugar Hill said Fury now have power like Deontay one punch. Okay, is Fury getting KO'd or is Fury getting the KO? I don't know. You must have been watching a different fight, Black Cloud. What did Black Cloud say? Now I'm getting nosy. All right, hold on. Denique. D-Nike. No, he wasn't. I haven't seen any of his fights. Did he used to fight? Because I know his uncle, Emanuel Stewart was a great trainer, and he just came up under him. Wilder was looking at the ref like, bro, after that first drop. Yeah, I mean, he was like, and I think he was so disorientated to the point he didn't even think, or he couldn't even think to, hey, this guy hit me behind the head. He was just kind of like, what? But people do that, though. I mean, when you get hit like that and it puts you down, you get up bewildered. You get up not knowing what the hell is going on. You don't. Like, it reminds me of when Chris Bird got hit by Ika Barabucci. Ika Barabucci threw a left uppercut, and it came out of nowhere because the way he threw it, he was an orthodox, and then he kind of shifted and bow, and he hit Chris Bird. Chris Bird went down, and then Chris Bird got up complaining, but he didn't even really know what he was fucking talking about. Chris Bird got up like, man, I don't know, it's bad, it's just trying to make no. He got out like complaining like a drunk person. He's just arguing and you don't know what what? That's what happens, man. You get your computer damaged. You get your computer damaged. He damaged his computer. Fuck, it's up here. You know what I mean? Daryl Alexander. Wilder disarmed Fury by not talking. Fury wasted his ammo on Scott. Brilliant strategy by Wilder. Okay. Now I do think it was to express himself, but here's the problem. I don't think Fury saying that hurt Fury, because Fury does what Fury's good at. Fury's good at that type of shit. It ain't like Fury's mad to say it or he has to get a certain way to say certain things. He's going to say it right off the dome. So I don't think it hurt him like emotionally and it made him feel or become unglued. And he's just this person and he's mad now because somebody said something across that, on the other side of that table that made him mad. No, he was like, you know what? I'm going to say this. You're a bum. You're a bum too. I can't wait to whoop you. We've been waiting to whoop you. So be it. He was having fun, Daryl. That's what I'm saying. So it wasn't nothing like, fuck you, I'm gonna kill you, motherfucker. Then you all threw off, and then it's like, that's negative energy. That's the type of energy that makes you go in there and do something stupid and get knocked out cold. But then again, anger affects the people differently too. And what we know about Wilder, though, what I've learned about him, I believe Wilder is not as concentrated as he is when he's mad. Look at the first fight. Tyson Fury got under his skin, talked about his resume, broke it down. You beat Jarrell Washington. He's just an overhyped football player. Spilka's a bum. Who else did you fight? You fought a 40-year-old fighter. You fought Ortiz. He was 80 years old, 137. That's all you have, Deontay. Your record's trash. You're trash. You're a shithouse, you big dulcer. That pissed Wilder off. And he stole the show. Hey, do you know who Deontay is? No. Do you know Deontay Wilder? No. So do you know Deontay? No. You see what I mean? Like, those things got to Wilder. Because Wilder knew, like, hey, he wasn't the most known heavyweight. And then when Tyson Fury came over here talking all that cash money shit, and then, yeah, it was a draw, Dara, but here's the deal. He got under his skin, Dara. That's what I'm trying to explain to people. He was able to make Deontay Wilder angry, and it didn't help him in that fight. He threw a lot of wild punches. He threw the jab, the right hand, and it missed, because Fury heard it. He saw it, Little bullet. Hold on a second. I think this is the, hold on a second. I think this is the housekeeping lady. Let me see. Look at that. All right. Little bullet. The silent treatment in the UK is more common than you may think. Prime example, look at Joshua. He hardly says a word. It means nothing to Fury. No, it doesn't. Great point, little bullet. That's what I'm talking about. See, that ain't going to stop Tyson Fury from talking shit. He's still going to do what Tyson Fury's going to do. You ain't stopping Tyson Fury from doing nothing, and you're not going to shut him up. That's the whole thing. It's the act of expression, people. Clown versus crackhead. Damn, who's the clown? I guess the clown is, no, the clown is Wilder and the crackhead is Fury. I'm assuming crack, cocaine, right? Whatever. But Derek Lemieux, the simmering resentment is going to get the best of Wilder if he's not careful. Well, if he can't control his emotions, it can, because now he's not dealing with a guy that's just trying to He's not fighting no one like that no more. He's fighting someone that's coming right at him. Like he said, I'm gonna come like a Mack truck and I'm gonna run right over Wilder. He's gonna mow and plow over his ass with punches. And he's intending, and we have to learn something from Fury. Fury does exactly what he says he's going to do. It's just the only difference was at the second fight, people didn't believe he's going to do that. Why? Because people believe the bullshit. People believe the narrative that Wilder said. When the last time he knocked anybody out? Tell me, when the last person he knocked out? Ask people, he don't believe that. But now they do, because Wilder said, I'm going to come out there and I'm going to stop you in 2 rounds, you big Dulce. But he stopped them in 7. So now I think they got the point. Yo, we have to be ready to counter this motherfucker when he comes at us. If he's the bear, we got to have that stick that we planted into the ground and wait for him to aim for the heart. So when he comes down on it, it'll pierce his heart. That's what they got to do to Fury. Kansas City Mac to this day. Do 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 do. Oh man, it would have no good for the fighter to get into a scrap on live TV. No, Wilder. Look, I think Wilder is just trying to save his energy. I think he knows the truth. I think he knows that hey, this won't happen. We have no proof of what happened. It was all cap. Okay. Now let's really focus on this fight. I ain't got time to try to promote or try to show people that I'm okay. I know how I feel, and I feel like kicking ass. I ain't trying to do nothing else. That's why he made his little fucking 6-word speech and was out of the whole picture. I'm done. I ain't saying shit else. Bleep, bleep. That's what he did. And that's what I believe that Wilder did at the end of the day. See, I was mad yesterday because I was like, why didn't he fucking say something, motherfucker? But then understand, Kurt, and not on Instagram, I put the link to the video I comment when in the stream. Okay, that'll work too. Yeah, that'll work too. Adam Pierce, so headlocks is boxing. No, Black Cloud, they're not. Neither is behind the fucking head punches. They're all illegal. They're all illegal. Okay, so you can't bring up one without the other, Black Cloud. I know what you're doing. No, it's not. That's why Black Cloud. Let me bring you to the forefront real quick. Okay, all right. Like Floyd said, put his ass in the doghouse. Put his ass in the doghouse. Black Cloud. Okay. That's why Tyson Fury was deducted a point. And he really didn't have a stern warning before he did it. Now, what's the trend with Kenny Bayless? Look how he refereed Taylor Ramirez. Ramirez being an American fighter, Taylor being a UK fighter. Ain't that showing favoritism? Just a bit. Come on now, Black Cloud. Where we at? Kurt, don't you believe Wilder an apology and should retract that video where you said that Deontay Wilder admits we don't have any proof against Tyson Fury when he was referring to Povetkin? No, he wasn't. He wasn't referring to Povetkin. He was talking about the fight at hand. Don't do that. Don't do that. I can find that shit right now. Hold on. Don't do that shit. I know what you're trying. He was not talking about Povetkin. He was talking about Tyson Fury. Povetkin didn't have anything to do with the situation. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Hold on a second. No, now I got to find it for you because now you're trying to insult my intelligence with that bullshit you just tried to say. Oh, well, yeah, that was about Povetkin. That was not about Povetkin at all. That had nothing to do with Povetkin. Hold on. No, now I have to find it. It's news. Yeah, you're in the fucking doghouse because this is something. Hold on. I'll let Wilder do the talking for it, right? Let me see. It's news. Bitcoin. Okay, so of course we got a commercial advertisement, but no, definitely. Did you watch the video at 4:11? Yeah, I did. But watch this.
Deontay Wilder, seconds after a 6-minute face-off with Tyson Fury. Tell me about that. I've never seen a 6-minute face-off in my life. And you could have gone another 10 minutes.
Yeah. I just mean business. I didn't co-cap. He's like my partner in crime. I'm Batman, he Robin type stuff. But,
okay, he's talking about Fury and why he's not promoting the fight. I heard all this.
He shocked the world, by the way. Nobody expected it.
They didn't, because it was four white men against one black man.
What is he talking about? 4 white men against one. 4 white men against one black guy. Who was he talking about? He was talking about the arbitration, Curtis. Okay, now keep listening.
I was very confident in my team that I had. I was very confident in the evidence that we had, and everything, all the above.
You don't have to put the link. I'm listening to the video.
Even just in person, to feel the energy, to feel the atmosphere, the judge and everybody that deal with the court system, I felt very confident. What I'm feeling and stuff, because right is right at the end of the day, and I understand. Sometimes in the court system, you can have all the facts and the proof. I mean, look at me in Pavetta. I had the facts and the proof,
right?
And the judge ruled it in my favor. But weeks later or a month later, then we got a whole new judge.
Right.
I don't know how, and then he ruled it another way. But I know what went down in there. But just know, I know what happened in that situation. But at the end of the day, we have no proof. So if you have no proof, they don't need to come out like, hey, you did.
Now, see, Curtis, he says if you have no proof, why didn't Deontay Wilder say anything about Tyson Fury that day, yesterday? Can you tell me that? And what that shows to tell you is if we have no proof, we're not saying anything. We're not going to speak on it. We're not going to talk about it because we have no proof. I just want to fight. See, Wilder is learning. Like I said in that video, Wilder's not an idiot. He's learning. He's learning from what I dealt with previous. If I don't have any proof, what did he do? He kept his mouth shut, Curtis. You see what I mean? He kept his mouth shut. We had no proof of that. But Povetkin was popped with a, hold on just a second. Now, do you see the similarities? Povetkin, Fury. Like he said, well, we have no proof, so why am not? Hold on. It's not a shifting a lie. What did Deontay Wilder say yesterday? What did he say? It's time to cut off his head. What did they say during the press conference? He didn't say anything, but what did Malik Scott say? Oh, you busted my eardrum. Did he say anything about busting my eardrum with illegal gloves? Did he say anything about spike water? How is that shifting a lie? See, what he's saying is, he's saying, based on what he's learned, and like he was saying right after that, well, we've learned that we hold on. He'll tell you.
I know what happened.
You in there. You've had 43 pro fights. You have 30 amateur fights. You're a medalist in the Olympics. You sparred everybody on the planet. You know.
Most definitely. And it's a shame that boxing is what it is. You know what I mean? But, you know, we eat, breathe, and sleep, and we love it at the same time. You know, you just gotta keep refreshing. Keep refreshing your the way you feel about certain things, your intuition, about the people that you have around you. Because like I said in the beginning, you can have people that's wolves in sheep clothing.
Okay.
They can be with you for 10, 12 years.
That's the word, intuition. But then he went into Mark Breland saying that, hey, I think that Mark Breland did that. Now, look, Black Cloud, you made a video claiming that he said he had no proof. He don't. That's why he didn't say anything. That's see, you're not smart. Black Cloud, you're not smart. Why do you think he didn't say anything about Tyson Fury in that video? Why do you think he put them fucking headphones on? Why do you think he had them glasses on? Because he did not want to hear what Tyson Fury had to say. Now, wouldn't you agree, if you had something, Black Cloud, yourself personally, if you had something to say about somebody, wouldn't you say it to him when you saw him? You told everybody else. Fury kissed men on the lips. You know what I mean? Black Cloud literally just said Wilder said he had no proof. That boy is lost. Stop twerking. This is what he's trying to say. They're trying to relate that and relate that only to Povetkin. I know what you're trying to do, you know, but that's not what the truth was. The truth was he didn't have any proof. And he wasn't just talking about Povetkin. You can say, oh, it was just about Povetkin. No, it was what he didn't say. And he didn't want to say anything. So if he had the proof that he had, he could come out and say, you know what, Tyson Fury, at least saying the man was a cheat, the man was a liar, the man was a thief, he cheated me, he been a thief, he always was a thief. But why didn't he say anything to Tyson Fury then? Why was it said? And I feel that it was meant from Shelly Finkel. His legal team told him. Legal team, exactly. His legal team told him, don't say shit about that because you might get sued. So yeah, they went hand in hand. They did. And what Wilder's learned from fucking around with Povetkin, because I don't remember what really truly happened. I know he's supposed to sue Povetkin. Povetkin countersued him. I know that. So that's what it is. You know, that's why he didn't say anything. That's the whole point. If you don't have any proof, and that doesn't have to be a specific term, okay? That's a general term. If you don't, we didn't have any proof. If you don't have any proof, there's no sense of making it up. That's why, if you think about it, that's why he didn't say shit. Yeah, he's talked a lot to Blue Blood Sports TV and Fred Barbershop Conversation, but those are like specific channels that aid certain audiences, right? That's not like ESPN, stuff like that. Now, he did go on Brian Custer. Brian Custer's pretty big. And he will be bigger because, I mean, he has all the guys on there, the Showtime commentator and stuff like that. And he did express that with him. He did do that. But it's what Wilder didn't do. He did not come forth with all the mountains of fucking evidence that he said that he had. Not even one thing to Tyson Fury about something, anything of wrongdoing. Him and Malik Scott just traded back and forth. And what happened to him and what he did to Malik Scott, and Malik Scott brought the shit up. So Malik Scott could have been, hey, well, we know you cheated. What like that, all the shit. So stop. Here's the thing. He never filed a personal injury lawsuit against Tyson Fury, but for the breach of contract and one. But Curtis, this is my question to you. Brother, why you think he never done that? That's all I'm asking. Why do you think that he never done that? I mean, they had the proof. You know, they had the proof. They had the proof, right? I mean, we've heard that shit 100 and probably 200 times. I don't know how many videos were made on Glovegate. Enough, a lot. We were on lockdown. We had to have something to talk about. Wilder just got beat. So fucking plague is plaguing the earth. You know, Drew Titan is right, though. There was definitely more Wilder haters than Fury fans. You know, I think there's a lot of hatred towards Deontay Wilder. I do think that. I think a lot, like, naturally normal. Not people like me that just ask questions and want to get down to the bottom of shit and have actually reasons for the shit I say, but it's just people that hate him. You know. Why would he be talking about Povetkin when he just retired? Don't play with us on this channel. But bullshit won't wash your ass. We'll be counterpunched and get some sense, brother. Well, the thing is, I don't know what's the deal with Povetkin, because Leonard Ellerbe came at Povetkin, and he's just another fighter. I don't get it. Like, he's just another fighter. He got beat by Joshua, Klitschko. White got his revenge, and I don't know why people are shitting on Povetkin. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's almost like they're trying to shift the focus off themselves. That's the narrative, Black Cloud. It's like, why are they fucking with Povetkin? Povetkin is a dude. Yeah, he upset Dillian White, but then what? What, I mean, did he hold a threat to Wilder? Yeah, he was going to fight Wilder once upon a time. They got proof. They got the autopsy report. Yeah, that shit, that was wrong. He shouldn't have never said that. Marcelo's should have never said that shit, because I know what he was trying. He said they have evidence in, he meant to say in a doctor's report or a, like a doctor's report, not an autopsy report. That's what he meant to say. To be fair, he meant to say that, but then it's like, I can't control what a person says, but everybody should know what the fuck an autopsy is. That just shows you what the fuck. That's the only word you knew? The autopsy report said that he. Dude, you're saying that your brother's dead with a toe tag on his toe. He's dead, man. It ain't shit. You know? Sound like some Law and Order shit. Yeah, his autopsy report said he was strangled to death and then 2 of his teeth are missing. Okay, Povetkin got suspended by the WBC for popping dirty for Peds and sued Wilder for defamation. Okay. So, yeah, but I mean, but Curtis, did he win? That's my thing. I don't know if he won or not. I don't know. Tell me. I don't know about the I heard about it because I know Wilder went there and he spent a lot of money going there to fight over there. You know, Wilder did go abroad. You know, nobody blamed Wilder for that. Okay, yes, he won. Yes, who won? Did Wilder win or did Povetkin win? Who won? Oh, no evidence. Well, okay. But I mean, who won? Curtis, Povetkin, Wilder, who won? Because I don't know. I'm asking. Second. What the fuck is second? Dude, yeah, come on, man. I'm just asking a question. Like, who won? I'm trying to get down to the bottom of this. Like, so, egg-shaped, kind of like an oval-shaped bump on his hand on her. So Povetkin won. So he won for the defamation of character. Okay, Curtis. All right. So if Povetkin won, I thought Wilder sued and got paid. So did they both get paid? Did Wilder win? And then Povetkin came and, well, I don't know. Because based on what you're telling me, Povetkin won his court case about the defamation of character. So Tyson Fury could do the same thing. Is that why you're saying that Deontay Wilder didn't say anything? I mean, I'm just asking. You know, like Povetkin won 4.3 million. Shit, I wouldn't have fought either. I want that type of money. What the hell? But then again, based on, like I'm saying, it all coincides. If you have no proof, that's why he had nothing to say to Tyson the Gypsy King Fury. That's why. Because just like a video I just made, if Tyson messes around and loses, what's stopping him from saying, you know what? I'm going to sue that shit house. He sued me, or he took me to court. I'm going to take him to court. You know what I mean? That's Fury wasn't in retirement. Alan Skill, blessings from Liverport. To you, General Kurt, and everyone in the chat. Counterpunch to you. All right. It's 1-1. Povetkin lost the first case, but later won the second case because the amount he had in his system showed that there was very little that proved he didn't use PEDs after the ban. Now, I do remember that. Antonio Mosley, appreciate it. I do remember him testing positive after it was a banned substance. But I want to let you guys know on something. Let me counterpunch on that. They had to discover that it was a banned substance first. So the things, whatever he was taking wasn't on the list yet. So whatever he was taking helped him. Okay, that helped him or whatever. Or it might have hurt him. I don't know. But it was something that people were already taking. But does that warrant you for winning? You know, so he was going to get out of the escrow account. Okay. Povetkin lost the case for PEDs, but won a second case to the money he was going to get. Oh, okay. Well, that makes sense. That really makes sense. Wilder saved Fury. Wilder saved Fury how? Right. So you were quoting an out of context part of an interview about a story you didn't even realize he was talking about. No, Coral Caster TV. He was talking about, hey, if you have no proof, you shouldn't say anything. That had nothing to do with Povetkin at all. He had no proof, so he didn't say anything. That's the point. Coral Castle TV. That's the point. He had no proof, so why are we going to say anything? We know what happened. Oh, we know what happened. But we know based off of what Fury said to Wilder and what Wilder said to Fury doesn't really add up. You call somebody mentally unstable and you can't even tell them how you feel. That's fucked up. There you go. Gus, Darrell just got interviewed yesterday saying he did tell Breland to stop the fight. So it's now Darrell Gate. Gus, yeah, I did a video on that earlier. And what do I say to that? I say this. Darrell, him saying or him in like asking Mark to stop it don't mean Mark's supposed to stop it. Mark had his own mind. Mark had his own mind. Mark could have done what he wanted to do. James Bell, why Shelly Finkel wasn't at the press conference next to Wilder? No, he was there. I seen him. He was like behind us, like when they tried to get him to break up, you seen Shelly Finkel come out, he had the mask on and shit, and he was talking to Scott Malik, and Malik was like, oh, this shit different right here. There's some different shit. That was Shelly Finkel. Yeah. Oh, Dominique. Wilder was pouting like a child. Fury should have told him to go to his room. Santa won't bring him his belt back. He stepped to his face. He should have spoke. I mean, he should have, just general principle. He should have done that. James Bash, keep up the good work. Appreciate you, brother. Americans are very hard on Wilder. No, Wilder's hard on himself right now. But he can come back, though. He just needs to knock out Fury. No proof, Kurt, fam. Please don't give these people time of the day to leave. Listen to the PBC clowns. Well, I mean, I'm down for a good argument, a good debate. See, it's different from people that have really huge egos when it comes to what they want people to hear on their live streams and stuff like that. And I think it's sad and it shows insecurity. You couldn't pull that shit on Boxing Ego. He would have fucking blocked you and all that shit. No, I'm blocking you. You know, no, I'm blocking you. This is Ego's world, bitch. This is my world. I'll block you. I don't like what you said. Fuck you. Fuck Kurt DeVille. I hate him. I'm trying to shut his shit down again. They wouldn't let me. He stopped Undisputed and froze people out to get his matches with Fury. How embarrassing is if he loses a third time? Well, he stopped undefeated because he had every right to, you know, but then he did freeze people out of getting his matches with Fury. He froze himself out of fighting with Dillian White, and he'd rather fight Fury, but he paid for that shit too, didn't he? See, that's the difference. That's karma right there. See, like Wilder shouldn't have fought Ortiz the second time either. Ortiz should have fought. Well, nothing happened last year. So in 19, he should have fought Dillian White. After Dillian White tested pot, he should have fought Dillian White, and he would have happened. Dillian White was probably out of shape, and he would have took that fight with Wilder. Wilder would have knocked out Dillian White. But I mean, at least that would have been something that we wanted to see, because we wanted to see Dillian White get his shot. But the WBC fucked over Dillian White, and then they temporarily put him under suspension, right? So they did that, you know, and then he picked Ortiz to fight again because he knew, well, I got Ortiz. He's older, he's slower, you know. Damn near 2 years, because I mean, yeah, it was early in 18. Then he fought him late in 19. So that's damn near 2 years. So, you know, you got 2 years on a guy that you knocked out 2 years ago that's too damn old. Right? Why Fury did not do all his appointments. I would like to see Dillian White, Joshua again. Now Dillian is more experienced. Yeah, but I think fights like that, I don't want to see fights that are too easy to make. We've seen that fight before. I want to see fights that normally don't happen. Just why I'm excited about Efe Ajagba versus Frank Sanchez. That's why I'm so excited about those particular two guys fighting, because at the end of the day, those guys normally wouldn't fight. You would never see Frank Sanchez fight Efe Ajagba because Efe Ajagba is on ESPN side and Frank Sanchez is still on the PBC banner. That's why you normally wouldn't see those. That's why I wanted to see Ortiz and Dillian White. That would be a fucking great fight. Dillian White and Ortiz, that would be a fucking badass fight. You know, that's like Oscar Rivas and Andy Ruiz. Great fight. You know, so yeah, I don't want to see Dillian White and Anthony Joshua. That's like some shit that Eddie Hearn could easily put together. I don't think everything is about just easy does it when it comes to promotional work. I think Eddie Hearn should try to really match make and get some of these fights that we wouldn't see. So then we could see some of the best fights. That's like back when Ruslan Brivandakov, he was on ESPN taking on someone like Danny Garcia. That's why. Why do you think La Máquina, what's his fucking name? Lucas Matisse versus, well, he was with the PBC then, but Lucas Matisse versus Danny Garcia. That's why that was a good fight. Danny came out on top, but Lucas Matisse was a hard punching, hard hitting cat. Random when Chisora and Ortiz. I would love to see that. I would love to see that. Give me somebody Ortiz can fight that's known. I'm tired of the fucking Travis Kaufmans and the Alexander Floreses and these motherfuckers that you don't even know really. We just know him because they got knocked out by him. He's just another Luis Ortiz victim or a dive. Kurt, I would love to see Povetkin and Ortiz. Pulev has retirement matches. I would love to see Ortiz and Pulev. That would be good. Povetkin, Pulev would be good too. That would be a good, very good. And you know what? I don't know because Povetkin's a hooker and Pulev's like a sneaky ass jabber that throws a wicked right hand. That's what I want to see. I want to see fights like that. Big Baby Miller and yeah, throw him in there with Ortiz. Fuck that. Throw him in there with Dillian White. They're both young. You know what I mean? That's what I want to see. Why Fury Daddy said throw that belt in the trash, Riddick Bowe. Yeah, I mean, he thought that him throwing the WBC belt away would cause Wilder not to want to fight. I'm disappointed with Tay. I promise you that, Jones. I mean, everybody was cool. That's just shit talk. And I don't think he's going to do that right then. Joe Joyce versus Andy Ruiz, Dillian White. That would be good. Joe Joyce and Andy Ruiz. That would be a good one because I want to see, I would like to see how Joe Joyce deals with the speed of a guy like that. I would love to see that. Why does everyone keep saying Fury will duck Wilder? It's a huge payday. It's in his backyard, win or lose. I don't understand. What backyard? It's not in his backyard. I hope it does well. Ruiz versus Usyk will be a good one. Klitschko could come back tomorrow and beat Wilder. I don't think he would come back and fight Wilder, though. I think he would come back and fight probably a tune-up first. See how he does. Oh, in the UK. Yeah, that would be good. And I think they probably should have had it in the UK, honestly. Yes, it is. Fury has a house in Vegas. He does have a house in Vegas. Usyk is sleeping dynamite. Absolutely. He is. He's one of them dudes. People, I can't wait to commentate these fights that are yet to come. Effie Ajagba, Frank Sanchez. Now we have Joe Joyce, Carlos Takam. Then we have Wilder, Fury 3. Then, of course, we have Usyk. We have Joshua. Okay, we have some heavyweight fights that I can't wait to commentate. Bars. The man don't read out my comments. All right, what did you say? I'm sorry, Aaron. What was the last thing you put? Please don't let it been like 10 minutes ago or no shit. That's a long time. Okay, I don't know what you said. I don't know what you said. Okay. All right. Yeah, Daniel Dubois has potential. Yeah, if he adds some defense to his repertoire. Yeah. Someone shine a laser in my eyes. It put me off. I just saw Jesus in the ring. It distracted me before being dropped. Chisora versus Ortiz. That would be great. You know, that would be really good. Chisora and Ortiz, because that's BT and PBC. That could work. That could really work. And then, you know, Chisora will take that fight. Think of Chisora. I'll fight him, man. I'll go this, man. I'll fight him. I'll fight this, man. Sibu says he's tough. We'll see how much he's tough. I'll fight him. Who wins Usyk versus Dubois? I don't know. Because, see, Dubois has spurts of combinations. And I don't know if Usyk can handle all those onslaughts. But I see Usyk. Usyk can hit him with that jab and right hand. He'll swell him up. Kurt, did you see what happened? Oh, shit. To Paul Malignaggi. Oh, you know, I supposed to did a video on that and I forgot. Yeah, Usyk's too fast. He is very fast. So Fury wasn't licking Wilder's neck during the. Oh yeah, he was. He fucking was. The shit was freaky, dude. Kansas City Mac. He was. Yeah, that shit was nasty. Ugh. Yeah. Yeah, he was licking the blood off his neck like it was a fucking vampire or a lichen or some shit. Ah! I like your sweet blood, Deontay. I like your sweet blood, boyo. Oh man, it's crazy. Why would Fury be afraid of AJ after he got knocked out by a morbidly obese guy with a Rex arms and smells of nugget? Like if you couldn't handle the Snicker bar assassin. Yeah, people say that shit, man. I mean, look, Andy Ruiz probably had his best night ever. You know what I mean? He was up for it. He was geared for it. He was promoted. He was excited. He'd never been in that situation. He never made the money that he's supposed to. And I think all that came together on top of Joshua not having so good of a night. And that's what happens. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what Mr. RD, I don't know what he's saying, Babs. I don't know. You could try writing it again. Ruiz can come back like the common cold. Why wasn't Shelly Finkel sitting next to Wilder? He was there. He was in the back. I think it was too many. I don't think they wanted too many people out there at one time, you know, because of Corona and shit like that. You chalk it up to better mentality. I think it was a smart move by Wilder. I think Wilder now is knowing what we know about Wilder. Wilder uses that example, and he used that example for a reason. He's not dumb. He talks in, Wilder talks like in riddles and shit. You know, you talk about Povetkin having no proof. He was sued. I didn't know he was sued. I know they were in court, but I didn't know he was sued, right? But I did know, and I questioned, why the fuck didn't he say anything about that? Why didn't he say anything about that? And now it makes sense. He could get sued. And then, like I said in the last video, if he beats Fury, we don't know how Fury can handle losses. So if he fucks around and beats Fury, Fury can then say, you Testing, testing. All right, there we go. All right. Curtis, the WBC Juneteenth belt offensive, or a certain groups just complaining? No, well, no, because that's just like the same of having a Mayan belt. You know, you have all types of belts. You know what I'm saying? I don't think that's offensive. I mean, Juneteenth is an actual day, and it's a day for a reason. So I don't see why. Maybe, you know, certain people can complain. Some people just complain anyway. All right, cool. Do you think the heavyweight boxing is in decline in the US? Dara, it may be. I believe the solution to that is bring the best American fighters with the British fighters and with all the other fighters. I think they should mix them up. I don't think it should be a term of, hey, yeah, you're American. I mean, I think fighters should always fight in Vegas because that's where they gamble. People gamble on fighters. End of the day, I believe that it doesn't matter where you're from. Like Princess Ahmed, it didn't matter if he was from the UK. He was entertaining. You know. Thank you. I thought it was good at creating awareness. I don't think it was meant to be offensive. From what I've seen, Tyson Fury's character, I think it would only make him a better fighter in the end. Sugar Ray, that's a good question. Damn it. There we go. Where the hell did it go? There we go. Is the Cotto versus Marquez exhibition still happening? No one talks about it. That's a good question. I haven't heard anything about it since he got, greenlit or whatever. I just wish those guys would have fought 6-7 years ago. That would have been good if they would have fought then. Not now. This shit, like the Legacy League, is cool, but it's like these guys are in nothing like they used to be. Shadows of their own self or their former self. Once the Klitschko's took over the heavyweight division, boxing as a whole took a nosedive, and Mayweather was the face of 147. They were so dominant, it was boring. Yep. Floyd never lost, and the Klitschko's hardly ever lost either. I couldn't stand the Klitschko's. I used to hate the way they fight, that jab and grab bullshit, you know? I still don't know why it's so quiet at the venue. It was more like a funeral than a press conference. It was very, I don't know, maybe they were instructed not to say too much. Salute, Mr. Kurt. Remember, Usyk said Wilder would be an easier fight amongst the top three. I don't know. I mean, he hasn't fought anyone except, he hasn't fought any of them yet. We'll see. I hope. Listen, I want everybody to fight everybody, but in boxing we don't get that. Like I want Joshua to fight Wilder, but if Wilder loses, we might not see that fight unless Joshua loses. So it is what it is. After what Wilder did to Mark Breland, I hope Tyson Fury retires Wilder. Well, it's a lot of reasons for you want Wilder to not the shit he pulled in the arbitration and or what Wilder pulled on Mark Breland. Excuse me. So I think at the end of the day, I think it's a reason for every one of these guys to be knocked out. I think so, man. But I'm going to end the live stream. Appreciate you guys for coming out. I'll try to do another one tomorrow, but I'll travel tomorrow, so probably not. So probably Friday, I'm going to go live again. And until then, you guys, I'll have some fresh content for you. Got some videos to come out to you this evening or the night. You guys tell me what you think. And everybody on the chat, you guys been Counterpunch. Peace.